Welcome, mortals and seekers of the sublime, to the final horizon of reality. We stand at the precipice of the arena at the end of time, a place where the laws of physics are but suggestions and the fabric of the universe is stretched thin across the loom of eternity. Here, the stars are not distant suns but flickering embers in a dying hearth, and the vacuum of space carries the scent of salt, ozone, and ancient bronze. This is the stage for a conflict that has brewed since the dawn of the Olympian age, a clash between the raw, primordial fury of the earth shaker and the cold, unyielding brilliance of the goddess of strategy. Before the first blow is struck, let us look upon the titans who dare to duel at the edge of extinction. First, witness Poseidon, the king of the depths, the storm bringer, the master of the tides. Born from the dark belly of Cronus and liberated by the lightning of Zeus, Poseidon is a god of pure, elemental volatility. He is the roar of the tsunami that swallows civilizations and the silent, terrifying pressure of the abyss. He carries the trident, a weapon forged by the elder Cyclopes in the fires of Tartarus. Its 3 tines represent his dominion over the 3 states of water, but in this arena, they represent the power to shatter the foundations of reality itself. He stands tall, his skin the color of deep ocean currents, his hair a mane of white sea foam, and his eyes glowing with the blue fire of a collapsing star. Opposite him stands Athena, the Pallas, the gray-eyed queen of wisdom and just war. She was not born of woman but leapt fully formed and fully armored from the split skull of Zeus himself, screaming a war cry that made the heavens tremble. She is the embodiment of the mind over the muscle, the shield that holds against the storm. Athena does not fight with rage, she fights with the terrifying precision of a geometric proof. She carries the spear of celestial gold in the aegis, a shield draped in the skin of the divine goat Amalthea and bearing the petrifying visage of the Gorgon Medusa. Her presence is a radiating light of order, a golden pillar of sanity in a universe spiraling into chaos. The arena at the end of time begins to groan. Beneath the feet of the gods, the floor is composed of solidified memories and the bones of dead galaxies. Above them, the sky is a swirling vortex of purple and gold, the remains of the great nebula being pulled into a final singularity. There is no air here, yet the voices of the gods resonate through the very ether.
Look around you, niece. This is all that remains of the world you tried to organize, the cities you tried to protect, and the wisdom you so cherished. At the end of all things, only the primordial remains. Only the flood and the quake. I will pull the pillars of this arena down, and we shall see if your logic can keep you afloat in the bottomless dark.
You mistake entropy for victory, uncle. Even here, at the funeral of the cosmos, there is a pattern. You are a creature of impulse, a wave that crashes until it is spent. I am the rock. I am the boundary. I am the reason why the wave must break. You have always been a slave to your own vastness, but I have mastered the small space between the thought and the strike. Today, that space will be your tomb.
Poseidon does not wait for a second parry of words. He slams the butt of his trident against the floor of the arena. The impact is not a sound, but a vibration that ripples through the dimensions. The solid ground beneath Athena's feet liquefies, turning into a churning sea of molten stardust. Giant geysers of pressurized gravity erupt from the floor, reaching kilometers into the void. This is the earth shaker at his most primal, using the weight of the universe as his ocean. Athena reacts with a speed that defies the passage of time. She leaps into the air, her golden sandals leaving trails of light. As she descends, she strikes the aegis with her spear. The sound is a crystalline chord of pure harmony that cuts through Poseidon's chaotic vibration. The molten floor beneath her instantly solidifies into a perfect, obsidian geometric plane. She lands with the grace of a falcon, her eyes locked onto the king of the seas.
You think you can tame the ocean with a shield? I am the flood that swallowed Atlantis. I am the rage of the earth.
Poseidon lunges. Each step he takes causes a localized earthquake that tears rifts in the arena. He thrusts his trident forward, and 3 beams of concentrated blue energy, the weight of 3 billion oceans, converge on Athena. The air, or what passes for it, screams. The energy is enough to boil the blood of 1,000 suns. Athena does not retreat. She raises the aegis. As the blue energy hits the shield, the face of the Gorgon carved upon it seems to wake. The petrifying power of the aegis does not turn Poseidon to stone, he is too vast for that, but it petrifies the energy itself. The beams of liquid force are frozen in mid-air, turning into jagged pillars of blue crystal. With a swift movement of her spear, Athena shatters the crystals, sending a hail of razor-sharp shards back at their creator. Poseidon roars, a sound like the grinding of tectonic plates. He sweeps his trident in a massive arc, creating a vortex of dark matter that catches the shards and grinds them into dust. He closes the distance in a heartbeat, his massive frame looming over the goddess of wisdom. The trident meets the spear in a physical clash that sends a shockwave across the arena, cracking the very sky.
Yield, Athena. You represent the ephemeral world of men, but I represent the eternal depths. You are a spark in the dark, and I am the dark itself.
The spark is what gives the dark its meaning, Poseidon. You claim to be eternal, yet you are bound by your own nature. You cannot help but strike. And because you must strike, I know exactly where you will be.
The combat becomes a blur of divine motion. To an observer, it would look like a nebula fighting a lightning storm. Poseidon strikes with the strength of a collapsing star, every blow designed to pulverize Athena into nothingness. He summons the imagery of the sea, shadowy, spectral horses made of salt and foam charge from the void, their hooves trampling the air. Athena weaves through the stampede, her spear flashing like a needle. She doesn't fight the horses, she strikes the pressure points in the space between them, causing the spectral constructs to dissipate into harmless mist. The intensity of the battle begins to tear at the arena at the end of time. Pieces of the marble floor drift away into the abyss. Poseidon realizes that pure strength is not enough. He reaches out with his free hand and grasps the fabric of the dimension. He begins to pull. He is trying to collapse the entire arena into a single point, intending to crush Athena within the singularity of his own making.
If I cannot break you, I will drown you in the nothingness of the end. Every drop of the primordial waters calls to me. I am the source.
The gravity in the arena becomes unbearable. Light itself begins to bend and spiral around Poseidon. Athena feels the crushing weight, her armor glowing white-hot under the pressure. Her knees buckle for a fraction of a second, but her mind remains a fortress of cold calculation. She realizes that Poseidon's power is anchored to his trident, the conduit for his mastery over the cosmic tides.
You have forgotten the first lesson of the forge, uncle. The more you pull, the more you are anchored. You have made yourself the center of this collapse. You have become the heavy heart of your own destruction.
Athena centers herself. She doesn't fight the gravity, she aligns herself with it. She uses the very force Poseidon is using to crush her to accelerate her own movement. She becomes a golden bolt of lightning, moving with the inward flow of the collapsing dimension. Poseidon, focused on the massive effort of pulling the universe apart, sees her coming but cannot shift his momentum in time. Athena strikes. Not at Poseidon's chest, but at the middle tine of the trident. Her spear, imbued with the focused will of the goddess of victory, hits the exact resonant frequency of the divine weapon. The sound that follows is the loudest silence in history. A crack ripples through the trident. The blue fire within it flickers and dies. The sudden loss of control causes the collapsing dimension to recoil. The energy Poseidon was drawing inward suddenly explodes outward in a massive white hole event. The explosion flings the two gods to opposite ends of the crumbling arena. Poseidon hits the ground hard, his trident scarred and dull. Athena is thrown back, her aegis glowing with the heat of the impact, but she rolls and stands, her spear still leveled, her breathing steady despite the cosmic exhaustion.
How? How can a sliver of gold break the will of the sea?
It was not the gold, Poseidon. It was the lever. You provided the force, and I provided the fulcrum. You were defeated by your own magnitude. You are the ocean, yes, but even the ocean has a floor. Even the ocean has a limit. I am the knowledge of that limit.
Poseidon struggles to his feet. He looks at his hands, then at the dying embers of the stars above. The rage is still there, but the realization of his defeat settles over him like the cold depths he once ruled. He sees the logic in her stance, the unshakable foundation of her strategy. In this arena at the end of time, where everything is fading, the only thing that remains is the order one imposes upon the chaos. Poseidon bows his head slightly, a gesture of grim respect from one immortal to another. He knows that to continue would be to lose not just the fight, but his very essence to the void. He dissolves into a pillar of salt and spray, his spirit returning to the fundamental elements of the universe, leaving the goddess alone in the quiet ruins of existence. The winner is Athena. While Poseidon possesses a raw, destructive power that can shake the pillars of the universe, Athena possesses the one attribute that transcends brute force, the ability to turn an opponent's strength into their greatest weakness. In every mythological tradition, the uncontrolled element is eventually mastered by the disciplined mind. Athena won not because she was stronger, but because she was smarter. She understood the geometry of the battle, the physics of the trident, and the psychology of her uncle. She did not fight the storm, she navigated it until the storm blew itself out. This cosmic struggle reminds us that even at the end of time, it is not the loudest roar that prevails, but the clearest thought. Athena stands as the eternal victor, the guardian of the light of reason even in the face of the ultimate dark. If you enjoyed this epic journey to the end of time and the clash of these mighty deities, make sure to show your support. Hit that like button to help our temple grow, and subscribe to the channel to join our ranks of myth seekers and historians. Don't forget to click the notification bell so you never miss a legendary battle. Which two titans should face off next in the arena at the end of time? Let us know in the comments below. The story delves into the symbolism of their weapons and powers, contrasting Poseidon's volatile, elemental fury with Athena's disciplined, tactical genius. As the arena at the end of time crumbles around them, the gods push the limits of existence to prove who truly reigns supreme. Discover the logical and mythological reasoning behind the final outcome. This is more than a fight, it is a philosophical and physical exploration of chaos versus order, narrated with cinematic grandeur and historical depth. Stay tuned until the end to see who stands tall in the silence of the void.